Hello everyone, welcome to my latest gaming live stream. First time I've done this in a couple of months. Had a bit going on in June, so first time I've done this in a couple of months. Had a bit going on in June, so it's a bit tricky to fit it all in, but hopefully this will make up for it a bit. So sorry about that, but sometimes things happen. There's nothing you can do about it. But so who have we got in the chat? I can see Goodison Gamer, Johnny B, Ahoy Shipmate, and DVD and Film Bloke. Hello to you all, and hello to those who have yet to post anything and just watching. And I've actually got if all goes well, I've actually got a bit of a theme going on tonight. Mainly road-based games. So I guess without further ado, let's get the first game going. Yeah, sometimes they can be a bit random. I can't guarantee. If anything goes wrong, I might have to just pick something out of random, so not left waiting while I try and struggle. I'm hoping that things will go smoothly, but you just never know what can go wrong at the drop of a hat without any. So we'll take a look at Super Hang On for the ZX Spectrum to start with. Hello, Jason Grant. Hope everyone's had a good weekend as well. By the way, here in the UK, it's been brilliant and sunny for much of the weekend, and that's been pleasant considering how it was quite cold for in parts of May and June, and even to a certain point last week. Hi, T-Dog. Now, I deliberately missed out the map screen. Anyone who's seen Zypho's streaming of the Amstrad CPC version of Super Hang On will know exactly why I thought it was a good idea to skip past that screen. The music in that particular screen, which sounds exactly the same as it does on the CPC version, which was actually a Spectrum port, it's not exactly a particularly pleasant listening experience. Oh dear, I'm not doing very well here. God, I thought I was going to time out then. Yeah, a little bit of colour clash. Oh. But there's actually an option on the menu which you might have noticed about turning on and off attributes, well, what that does is if you've got it deactivated, it turns off the colour of the side detail, which greatly reduces the amount of attribute problems. For those unfamiliar, the Spectrum has an attribute limitation, which means that each 8 pixel by 8 pixel character square can only have 2 colours, one foreground colour and one background colour. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And if a third colour tries to enter into the equation, then there'll be some compromise and one colour will change to one of the other two. Yeah, it plays really well as well. As you probably noticed, there were a couple of moments when the screen got busy and there was a little bit of a frame rate drop, but all things considered, it's not too bad a conversion. The attribute inks, you can turn them on or off. I've just deactivated them, so the only colour will be on your actual racer. See, those chevrons were a different colour before. This has basically made all the side details the same colour, which means there's considerably less clash. Nope. It could be this. These stages are actually in Africa, according to the map screen, which I mentioned. I've deliberately skipped past to save everyone's ears. Yeah, even with the attributes turned off, there's still a little bit of clash when there's things like trees and bikers against the sky. There's nothing that can be done about that. It's just a limitation of a computer that was never originally meant to be a games machine. So. The arcade version is very good. I've never played Super Hang On in the arcade. I've only actually played Hang On. In fact, until fairly recently, I thought that Hang On was just the name given to the arcade version. It was just the home versions that were called Super Hang On, until it later turned out that wasn't the case. I mean, in the arcade version, you actually get the ability to. You actually get proper handlebars, which obviously couldn't be ported to home computers. At least not at the time. I mean, now you can get things like steering wheels and handlebars and the like, but back in the day, not so much. The cost involved would have been horrendous. I mean, even now they can get pretty pricey, those kinds of things. But... Oh. Unfortunately, there was never a version that catered for 128K Spectra, so even those that had the bigger memory compared to the 48K Spectrum just got the same version, which is a bit of a shame, because being able to take advantage of these 128K Spectrum's sound chip would have meant that there could have potentially been far better music on the map screen and in-game music. But alas, it wasn't to be. Which isn't too bad, because the brilliant Spectrum port of Chase HQ more than made up for that. Yay, finally. Oh, a little frame rate drop there. Oh, oh dear, sharp bend. Oh, you sod. No! Oh. Stop knocking me into the trees. Oh, God. I'm going to time out again. Oh, you sod! Yeah. I just couldn't get enough speed up. The other riders kept whacking into the back of me and knocking me into the trees and off the road, so I couldn't get any speed up. So it didn't really stand much of a chance there. And you got some different sensitivity settings as well. I think I'm happy with medium. Oh, he just suddenly shot in front of me and crashed into the back of it. Oh no, I'm going to time out. Oh no, maybe not. Collision detection is a little bit iffy on the other bikers as well, which is kind of annoying. See, I never hit that bike, but the game thought I did. Oh, I'm going to time out again. Oh. I didn't even get on the high score table that time. Come on. Is a little bit on the choppy side, but it plays really well. And as you saw on the menu screen, you can set between low, medium, and high sensitivity. That's better. 10 seconds before when I went through the checkpoint there. That's a nice cushion. Oh. I'm going to time out again, aren't I? Or maybe not. Oh! Ooh, a little bit of frame rate drop there. There's that chicane coming up in a minute. Oh, God. Oh, some... Oh, God, I'm going to time out again. Oh, you swine. At least I got on the high score table that time. better manage not to hit any of those bikers. Oh, 14 seconds. Nice. Yeah, mine's. If I understand from what people like Zypher and John Gage have been saying, the mode that's typically used whenever a version on the CPC is a direct spectrum port, that I believe that mode can only have 4 colours in it, whereas the spectrum can always have 8, not counting the 2 different brightnesses. Ooh, damn it. I couldn't slow down in time. That is a very tight bend. Oh, God. No, I'm going to time out again, aren't I? Ah, no. I hate it when a biker can just plough through you as if you're nothing, and then they send you flying. Yeah, I had no chance. I just kept being repeatedly whacked by the bikes and losing time. So, just to explain to Goodison and Gamer, although you didn't see it in the footage you've seen, there is actually a map screen when you first load Super Hang On, and you've got a choice between Africa, Asia, Europe, and I believe it's the Americas. They differ in difficulty and have more sections. Africa is the easiest one that has 6 stages. Well, I believe Europe is the most difficult one from what I remember. Hello, FC. The use of colour actually presented some quite interesting challenges for the programmers, because they knew they had clash to worry about, and they managed to come up with some ways of minimising on clash whenever the colours of the bike came into contact with things of differing colours. Yeah. As I said at the start, I deliberately left out that map screen because one unfortunate thing about this particular version is that the music that plays during that map screen is absolutely horrid. So I saved everyone's ears the pain. Unfortunately, the 48K Spectrum does have very limited sound capabilities, and while you can get good results with sound with it to a certain extent, even allowing for that, the music that plays during that map screen is not very nice at all. Yeah. I'm coming up to that chicane in a moment, better start slowing down. Oh! Got whacked into the side again. thing is, with regards to music these days, it costs so much there that they're not prepared to take the kind of risk to do something radically different. In their views, it's always best to play it safe. And there's a general lack of patience as well. I mean, you don't get these grandiose openings to get you in the mood, like you might have done back in earlier music. Dear, I'm really struggling to get past this third stage. And FC, you can see that there's attribute inks on or off. I was explaining earlier that if you actually have that turned off, it makes all of the side detail black, which means that there's not so much in the way of attribute problems. Well, arcade games are always hard because their sole aim is to try and to get money off the players, and the more difficult they make it, the more they're likely the more money they're likely to pump into the slot. Well, those things were meant more for initials rather than actual names. It's just that Texy just happens to be not too long to fit into that. Especially in the arcade version, you normally add about something like a 30-second time limit to even key in just 3 initials before. Yeah, it's quite amusing that some Nintendo titles, when you enter your name or password, then in the earlier titles there'd quite often not be any vowels because of Nintendo's of America insisting that the vowels not be there, so they couldn't key in swear words. The problem is a lot of names do actually have vowels in them, funnily enough, so if people could enter their name and couldn't do vowels, unless they're one of those that happen to use a Y, then there was a bit of a problem. Oh, I thought I was going to get past without ramming into a bike, and I nearly did. Yeah, you have to slow down for that bend. There are no ifs or buts about it. Oh. Ooh, that's nice. So that was the Spectrum version of Super Hang-On we've just been looking at. Reasonably solid conversion considering the limitations of the Spectrum's hardware. But I strongly recommend that people don't play the Commodore 64 version of Super Hang-On. It really is not very good at all. Anyone who's seen my review of it on my channel will know exactly what I mean. Now we're going from bike to car. As we take a look at a game that did get a 128K version. Road Blasters. I mean, admittedly, the road in this doesn't exactly move particularly smoothly, but you actually get to shoot things in this. Yeah, this is the 128K Spectrum version, so the 128K Spectrum version finally had a proper sound chip, whereas the 48K version, the 48K Spectrum doesn't have a sound chip. It does all sound directly via the CPU. Yeah, you'll refuel, keep your fuel topped up in this. A little bit slow down there. Oh, hit him. I think that. You also have to worry about guns on the sides of the road. That's what was shooting at me just then. The road's not as well done as that in Super Hang-On. Admittedly, the way it curves isn't exactly slick. But strangely enough, it's still a fairly enjoyable game to a certain extent. There's a mine warning. Oh, damn it. I couldn't get out of that lane because I was in on the corner. Get the fuel. Oh, what did I do that for? Get out of that lane, still a mine up. This is the first time I've actually played this, although I did have a quick squiz of the instructions. Yes, the problem is it's very hard. In the case of when I first came across them, I was on a bend, so it was really hard to avoid them because what you can do when you're turning a corner is a bit limited compared to when you're on a straight bit of road. God, I was lucky I nearly ran out of fuel. Shooting accuracy increases multiplier. I don't know what that was, but oh god. I don't know what that was, but it seemed to wreck my steering a bit. Oh, my car's in trouble. need some fuel. Desperately. Fuel. Need fuel. Please. Ah. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a name like Reese or RHYS, then that kind of thing's not such a problem. Because that's one of the few names I can think of that doesn't have actual vowels in it. I mean, it does have a Y in it, which is technically a consonant, but can act like a vowel in certain instances. No, I managed to avoid that thing that time. Ugh. It depends if it allows numbers. Some don't. Ooh, fuel. Need that. More fuel. Yeah, more fuel. Oh, of course. There just had to be one of those things in the middle of the road. God, I thought that gun on the left-hand side was going to get me. Reserve fuel awarded based on score. Good luck with that. Nitro injector. Now I've lost it. Please have some fuel. Nope. I don't know why I can't seem to shoot some of the cars in the middle lane. They just don't want to blow up for some reason. Oh, damn, I got shot by one of those guns on the left-hand side. Fuel, good. Okay. Oh, the gun on the right. Oh, fuel. Go on, you. Oh, blooming hell. And I had to get that. I had to go in that lane because I needed that fuel. Fuel. Please, I need fuel. Yeah, another pretty good another. And if for anything that doesn't seem to work in Spectaculator, there's also Fuse and Retro Virtual Machine 2. The latter also allows for the Amstrad CPC. No, I haven't altered anything on the screen. Ooh, what have we got here? Catch UZ cannon. Oh, I got a meaty gun now. I'm going to die. Yeah. Give me some fuel, please. Ah, thank you. God, I needed that. Now my UZ cannon's nearly done. Yeah. My stream's on an Apple Mac, so I can't use WinApe anyway. Well, that's a shame. I've hardly had it. That's a bit unfortunate, DVD. I've hardly had any trouble with OBS for streaming. Oh. Oh, that was... Oh, now I get fuel. Yay. The UZ cannon again. Yes. Yes, it does, Goodison. Special weapon. Ah. And you got a choice of different Spectra and Amstrad CPCs. From what I remember, it caters for the CPC 464 and the 6128, and I think the 664 as well. Oh boy, fuel, need fuel. Please. Give me some fuel. Ah, please let me get that. I need it. Oh! Ran out of fuel before I could get the fuel. Oh. Let's try the forest sector. Ooh, fuel. Catch nitro injector. and then I crash into a car that won't blow up, and then I lose the nitro injector, which will... Oh, God, those damn guns. Fuel. Yes. Oh, no. No. Fuel. Oh, that's a mine alert. But I could do with some fuel as well. Especially now. Oh, never mind. Catch special weapon increase performance. If you say so. Fuel. Need that. Z cannon again. I suppose that's supposed to be a play on words on Uzi, but pronouncing the letters, that letter is Z, and here in the UK it's a bit frowned upon. It's a bit of an Americanism. I certainly wouldn't have been allowed to pronounce that letter as Z as a kid. Would have been the older generation saying, "How dare you, we are not American, we say Z here, thank you very much." Oh, those damn guns. And now I've lost that gun. Oh, I expect it's pure luck whether or not you get hit by this, the guns on the side. Oh, fuel. Definitely need this. Yes. God, I hope I can get fuel out of one of these, otherwise I'm sunk. Oh, couldn't you have given that to me a bit sooner? I had no chance. Oh, blast you. Oh, now I get fuel. There's my cannon again. I see you actually refuel if you cross the zebra crossing type line. Oh, I ran out of my UZ gun. Oh, God, that nearly hit me. Mine, so I better be careful. There they go. I need fuel now, though. Or maybe not. Oh, just! I was on my last tiny sliver of fuel. Had that just been a fraction later, I would have run out of fuel before I went onto that checkered area. Oh, those guns! Oh, fuel, good. More fuel. Ooh, what's that for fuel? Fuel. Fuel. Yes, need that. Oh, God, did I need that. Oh, thank God for I got that fuel. Nice 128k spectrum tunage there as well. Oh, no, I can't shoot that one for some reason. Oh, pfft. Oh, no, can't shoot. I don't know what it is, but those kinds of cards, for some reason you can't shoot them. Your bullets will just go straight through them. Ooh, catch cruise missile. Ooh, I better get that fuel. No! Never, didn't even know there was a game called Chips. No, I haven't played that one, FC. Oh, fuel. Need that. I can't shoot that one. Puzzler, okay. Chips. Right, so it seems like I've got 3 cruise missiles. Oh, bloody hell, that's a cruise missile, is it? Oh, Now I've lost my cruise missiles. At least I used 2 of them before. At least you actually get 2 of them out before I lost them. I've not heard of that one, so I'll have to see if it's on my Pi console. Oh, I've got the UZ cannon again. It's not cruise missiles this time. Fuel. Oh, they're on Livestream, okay. That'd be even easier to check them out then. No, you sod. Yeah. Such cool music. Well, one thing I like about the Lego games is that you can't complete them in just a few hours or something like that because they're too in-depth for that kind of thing. I mean, even Lego Rock Band couldn't really be completed within a few hours, and if you got downloadable content, then that didn't. Oh, you bugger! Then you can potentially get even more gameplay out of that. And another thing I like about the Lego games is the quirky humour, which sometimes pokes fun at the fact that almost everything's made of Lego. Yeah, and I believe there's also a new Lego Star Wars game on its way. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but I've seen it advertised. I believe it's going to cover all 9 of the films that have come out thus far, if I understand correctly. Because the most recent Star Wars one included The Force Awakens, but The Last Jedi and Rise of the Skywalker hadn't been released at the time, so it couldn't include those. But I get the feeling that this newer Lego game will include those. But we'll manage to avoid getting shot by those guns there. Oh, couldn't get out of the way of that in time. Mines. Ooh, blooming hell. Oh, that one. Lego City Undercover. Yeah, I've got that one as well. Oh, you bugger! I didn't get to get that weapon. Yeah. I did have Lego Star Wars 2 at one point, but when I got Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga, which combines Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2 into one game, and you could use all the characters across one another, it pretty much negated Lego Star Wars 2. Especially as the Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga was the first one to introduce the idea of not having to have a separate stud meter for story mode and a separate one for free play. It was all combined into one from that game onwards. which I think worked a lot better. So is that. I have to read up about what those cars actually are and why they can't. Why they. Ooh, no. A bit hard to tell when you're going to get hit in this. Sometimes the collision detection is a bit strange, and the way the car handles is a bit weird. But it's still surprisingly enjoyable, even though the physics of the car is a little bit strange. Oh, I couldn't get that. That car was in the way. I should be able to get this one, hopefully. Oh, that's one of those cars I can't destroy. So's that. Ugh. Fuel. Oh. God, I thought it wasn't going to let me have that because I wasn't actually in the checkered area. Oh. Oh, that was starting to veer into the right as I was going right. I couldn't avoid it. I can't shoot it. Catch cruise missile. I'm going to use that in case one of those guns gets me. All of them used up now. Ooh, just. Oh yeah, that was a good one. I think that was the first one in which you could have characters that could sink in water. One of the characters you could later unlock was a cursed version of Captain Jack Sparrow that could go on, that could actually sink in water, whereas all the other versions would float. Some of the mini kits could only be obtained with the version of him that could sink. So. Oh no. Oh. So that was Road Blasters for the Spectrum. Yeah, even though it's got some strange physics and the way the car handles is a little bit weird, it's still surprisingly enjoyable. But now it's time for that part of the stream in which everyone watching gets entertained and I get drained as we go into the cesspit of mediocrity and pitiful, painful plethora of absolutely horrible, or at least disappointing games that could and should have been a lot better than they were, and some which are just downright embarrassing. As once again we delve into the Hall of Shame. Dun, dun, dun. They're nearly there. So for today's Hall of Shame, we've got Road Riot 4-wheel drive for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Quite possibly the worst Super NES car racing game ever. And if it's not the worst, it's definitely one of the worst, because it is truly horrific. So you got a choice between 1 or 2 player mode, but don't think that's going to be enough to save this, because this is an absolute travesty. You got 3 difficulty levels. Beginner track. And the first thing that's confusing is, are you looking at the top screen or the bottom screen? It does later transpire that you look at the top screen, but if you're playing a 1-player mode, look at that. Look at the jolt on that. I mean, this frame rate is atrocious. Oh dear. This really isn't much fun to play. Yeah, it's released by Toy Headquarters, aka THQ. At the time of this coming out, Toy Headquarters were a name to dread, a bit like LJN to the Nintendo Entertainment System, in a way, I suppose. Because a lot of the games that THQ were releasing at the time were utterly horrible and some of the worst games on the Super Nintendo. Hi, Maud. Hope you've had a good weekend. Buggy Boy on the Spectrum's 10 times better than this, and that wasn't a very good version. Oh, for God's sake! And what you're controlling handles like crap as well. Oh God! Look at this. You even go off the screen. Oh God! This is horrible. Yeah, for those who just joined, like Maud, or this is Road Riot 4-wheel drive for the Super Nintendo. It's tonight's Hall of Shame entry. Possibly the worst driving game on the Super Nintendo. Well, I have no idea, but it's THQ, so nothing surprised me. They did some absolutely appalling games for the Super Nintendo at this time, including a very, very bad version of Pit Fighter. I mean, Pit Fighter was never that great a game to start with, but So, but the Super Nintendo version took its horrible nature to a whole new low. Yeah, Las Vegas, Elvis Vegas. Yeah, THQ did later become a lot better, but back when this game came out, they filled game lovers with dread. This is just one of their major low points. Oh God, it's not even smooth. And yeah, like in Road Blasters, you can shoot as well using the L and R, the shoulder buttons, the L and R buttons, but don't think that's going to help much because the collision detection and its choppy nature is going to soon make that a chore. Well, if that is the case, I'm not surprised they went out of business. They made some awful. Yeah, I guess unless LJN were another thing like US Gold, where they just didn't care about who developed a title as long as it got developed and it got sold on the name. But a lot of things that were atrocious on the NES seem to have LJN's name attached to them somehow. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh dear, this is horrible. I got sucker for that one. Antarctica. Oh, God. These names are so corny. You can't really tell when you're about to hit something because everything's so choppy and jerky. Oh, for goodness sake. And you just sort of roll all over the place. And yeah, Jaws is indeed a great movie. Kind of ironic the problems they had with the mechanical shark actually helped to make the film better, you know, and scarier, because quite often what you don't see is scarier than what you do see. Oh, for goodness sake. Who's that idiot who keeps parking those vehicles half on the track? Oh, dearie me. I mean, look at this. This is horrible. Saudi Arabia. Who's going to be what's this guy going to be called then? Shake our leg. Oh my dear God. Even the names are bad. Yeah. Doesn't Johnny Depp look young in the first A Nightmare on Elm Street? That was his first ever film role. He would have only been about 20 or 21 at the time that film came out. Well, to be fair, in the case of RoboCop, there was actually an animated series which which on my understanding is wasn't nearly as graphically violent as the as Paul Verhoeven's film. I never actually saw it, but I do know there was one because I remember seeing it advertised. So, oh, goodness me. Oh, the controls. You just slide about them. I mean, this is on sand, and it's like you're on. The controls are like you're on ice. Oh, for goodness sake. I owe Lucas Sinus. Oh dear. Nah, violence at the 15 ratings, not allowed to dwell on the infliction of pain or injury, and it also says that the strongest gory images are unlikely to be acceptable. And even the and not just even before Murphy gets gunned down, the gunning down of that guy in the board meeting by Ed 209 is also particularly graphic. There's no way that could be contained at 15. Oh dear, this is a terrible game. We even get cows on the side of the road as well. Look at the jolt on this, though. Oh, goodness me. Oh, dearie me, this is bad. Yeah, I'd be very surprised. Unless even if you allow for the violence, unless people's attitude to language changes, it definitely won't get PG. There's a lot of F words in it. Yeah, it certainly does. It certainly does, FC. Goodness me, what were they thinking? No, the animated series has actually got PG ratings because I remember seeing it advertised, but I just never actually saw it in the shop. Goodness me. Oh my days. Just can't control this four-wheel drive thing at all very well. It just hops about all over the place and skips. Yeah, and it even goes off when the road dips down. It sometimes even goes off the bottom of the screen, so you can't see your vehicle at all. Swiss Alps. Helga Grosseberg. Oh dear. God, this would have. And this actually cost £44.99 when it first came out. Can you imagine spending £40+ on this? Oh dear. Can you imagine the rage? Yeah, Super Nintendo games were very expensive back in the day. In fact, when Street Fighter 2 originally came out, that was £64.99 because it was the first 16 megabit cartridge. All the ones prior to that were either 4 or 8 bits. Oh dear. I think this one was an 8 megabit one, or could have been 4, I'm not sure. God, see, look, you're just going off the bottom of the screen when the road dips down. And you can't see those rocks that are protruding out because quite often your own vehicle sprite's in the way. And that's if you're not rolling about all over the place as you try and... Oh, for goodness. And it plonks you right straight in front of one, you can't avoid it. I know they published it. I didn't catch who developed it. Baja, Mexico. Baja Bertha. Yeah. The less said about that one. It won't let you select what one you've already completed, as far as I know. Goodness me, this is so horrible. I mean, this is the same machine that had F-Zero on it, and then you get this. Yeah, I can't see that happening DVD, especially not with Nintendo's attitudes towards controversial content at the time. Well, Nintendo of America anyway. And of course, Europe ultimately ended up getting the same snipped versions that were released in the States. Oh, for goodness sake. Stop rolling. Bertha Beefcake. Oh my goodness, look at this, it's so choppy. Three more left, may as well. Ohio. Nasty Nelson. Well, whenever a film becomes a huge success, there's like, oh yeah, we better make a game based on it. Oh, goodness me. Now you've got vehicles driving across the track. Oh, ugh, this is horrible. Even the Amiga version of Outrun's more playable than this, and that's saying something. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, no, I can barely make out what's happening at the best of times because everything's so jerky. Oh dearie me, this is horrendous. God, I managed to avoid that car. Oh, I didn't avoid that one. mind you, parents got back then got to stick up their arse about anything to do with games at the best of times. So every time there was a murder, let's blame video games. Every time someone got robbed, let's blame video games. Yeah, of course. Oh, hang on. Two more. California. What name's this character gonna have then? Backwards Ben. Oh dear. Oh yeah, faking happiness. Kind of reminds me of when Zeustad recently did his shit game time review of the Amstrad CPC version of Knight Rider. You mentioned about for kids being given it for Christmas or birthday and having to not having the heart to tell their parents that they thought it was a load of old crud. Oh, for goodness me. At least there's only one more race after this. Well, probably a lot of people who still think that video games are just for kids. It hasn't been like that for years. You know, our generations grew up with them, so there's been a demand for years for titles with mature content, and it's, if people can't be bothered to read the warnings, then that's on them. I mean, blaming the video games is just a convenient scapegoat, because it takes less time and effort and money compared to trying to find out what the real problem was. But we won't go into that, because I'm trying to keep politics out of this kind of thing as much as possible. So, well, it depends on the porn. I mean, there's that R18, which is for harder core stuff. Oh dear. And as in the kind of I'm Australia, may as well finish this off. Crazy Killer Carl. Hi Brian. Maybe you had a good weekend. Oh, for goodness sake. Of course, THQ did publish those two Home Alone games and Wayne's World. Oh dear. And they did a game called Tasmania, based on the cartoon series of the same name. Yeah. Oh, Yellow Belly. Oh, God. I you managed to get some kind of rest this weekend. Ugh. Ugh. This is utterly ridiculous. Hey. Oh, for goodness sake. This is horrible. How was I supposed to know that was there? And you start right in front of them. I'd actually rather play the Spectrum version of Buggy Boy than this. That's how bad this is. Oh, for God's sake. You just fall over every... Oh. Oh dear. So that was Road Riot 4-wheel drive for the Super Nintendo. That was today's Hall of Shame entry, and it's arguably quite possibly the worst driving game on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. And after having played that, I am absolutely not surprised. Oh dearie me. And then you get a poorly digitized picture as well. Yes. Oh my goodness, it's actually got vowels in it. That's a surprise. Oh, balls to that. So yeah, I think that's enough of that one. That was absolutely appalling. Oh, Equilibrium, that was it. But let's go on to a driving game that's just a little bit better. So now we've got let's have a look at a much better racing game, which was one of the Super Nintendo's flagship titles. Yep. Literally the only thing that Road Riot 4-wheel drive has over this is a 2-player mode. Apart from that, it's got nothing going for it whatsoever. I love the music in this. And yeah. Mind you, I have noticed in Super Mario Kart that the CPU-controlled opponents do cheat quite a bit, but it's still a classic game though. Oh, I'll repair my vehicle a bit. Yeah, because it's a flat image, it suited itself well to the Mode 7 effect, and at the time Mode 7 would have been really new to people, so it would have been quite jarring to have seen this kind of thing on a home system. That'll teach you. Repair myself a bit. Yeah, I never had a PlayStation, but my brother and a couple of friends did, and I had a chance to experience Wipeout. It was very good. Oh. Top of them. Yeah, I got another boost if I need it. Oh. And because F-Zero was also on the SNES Mini, more people will have had a chance to experience it, even if they never had it originally. Oh. No. Duh. Ooh, just. Ooh, not the dreaded word remastered. Actually, I shouldn't really complain. Some games would probably be lost forever if it weren't for remastering. I haven't played that Goodison gamer. I did know someone who has an N64, but they never had F-Zero for it. They did have GoldenEye though, and that was excellent. Man shovel. Okay, great to have you in the chat anyway. Lurk away, my friend. Right, full complement of boosts now. Repair the vehicle a bit. I've still got 3 boosts if push comes to shove. Sand Ocean. don't know if there's a means of getting a fast start in this. I know there is in Super Mario Kart, but I don't know if there is in this. No. Darn it. No. Oh. Controller, you can't do it with a keyboard. The thing about the Super Nintendo doesn't have a keyboard. No. Oh gosh. Oh dear. Took a bit of damage there. Definitely need this time. No blast. Damn, I didn't get to do much in the way of repairs there. I've got to try not to take too much damage now. God. No. Boy, a little bit screwy there. Only had about a third of the car's power left. Took rather a lot of damage on that penultimate lap. Death Wind 1. Oh, I've been rear-ended already, that's nice. Oh, I'm being affected by wind in this one. Oh, God. Get out of my way. Oh, damn, missed the chevron. I missed it. I didn't miss it that time. It's hard to tell, but I'm actually being blown by wind in this. That's why it's a bit harder to control the car. This is the level where I have trouble with motion sickness. It's that green and yellow wave effect that gets me giddy. Oh dear. I guess it's trying to simulate wind. Leave me alone. Oh, I'm taking too much damage. Oh dear. I'm going to blow up in a moment. Oh gosh. No, taking too much damage. Stop ramming into me. Right, if anything so much as breathed on me, I'm dead. Ah. I've also noticed I have trouble playing some FPS games if the main character is using melee weapons instead of projectiles or guns. Oh, okay. That's a very strange effect. So, I mean, maybe it depends on the melee weapon in question. Cool. Lost a third of my health and energy already. Oh. Dead Island series and Dying Light, and also Mirror's Edge and Prime Example gives it maybe queasy if a friend of mine used to know someone who couldn't, whenever we was playing a racing game, couldn't have the view in which it had the camera positioned on the front of the bonnet because in that view he suffered motion sickness, but never had motion sickness with any other type of viewpoint, such as the traditional view from behind or anything like that. Oh. Okay. Because Doom doesn't seem to move that far. It's weird how some things can trigger it and others you'd think don't. No! Oh, bloody hell. Ah! Oh, darn you. I knew I was in trouble the moment I got flung around at the end of that repair area. Death Wind 1. Yeah, death is exactly the... I managed to sneak past that one. Oh, God. Collision detection a little bit iffy. I've clearly never hit that car. There was clearly a gap there. Won't use my boost just yet. I'll save it for later. Oh. Oh, damn it, I couldn't get on this boost. Well, at the moment I've got a lot more energy than I had last time. But that didn't touch me. No. Oh, kiss it! Oh, God. Oh, stop ramming me. Oh, dear. Okay, we wouldn't think it would make much difference. But again, I guess there's still quite a bit that a lot of people probably still don't understand about motion sickness, about why it can happen under certain circumstances and not others, even though you think there'd be a similar effect. I'm sorry to hear that you have that problem anyway. I can't even begin to imagine how damning it must be. Oh, I didn't do that very well. No. No, get off the side. Better get a repair in there. Didn't work out so well for you, did it? Oh no! Oh, damn it. That gamble didn't quite pay off. Oh, sugar. Need to get repairing quick. Oh, okay. Try and take the shortcut again. Don't touch the mines. No! Ooh, bloody hell, I nearly blew up already. Had I not landed on the track, that would have been an instant death. Oh no. Oh gosh, one more. Ah! Oh, darn it, that was so close. Okay, so that was F-Zero for the Super Nintendo, one of the machine's flagship titles, and still a bit of quite a fun game to play, even though it's had some other other driving games come out on the same system later. So I think as it's been nearly 2 hours, I think it's sometimes called time on the stream. This is normally a sort of length of time that my streams go on for, and unless someone knows something that I don't, I believe Mikey and Janie could be streaming on Twitch. Just going to double check that on Discord. It looks like they are, so I'm just going to post the link into the chat, so those who are wanting to go on to Mikey and Janie on Twitch, you can just click on the link and it'll take you straight to their channel. If you haven't experienced them, they're a great, they're a wonderful streaming couple, and they do a bit of retro television and retro gaming on different. So there's the direct link to their Twitch channel. So you just want to click on that link, and you'll be taken straight to their Twitch stream. Thanks for coming on board, everyone. Even though there was a month hiatus, it felt good to be able to stream again. Hope to catch you on another one in the not too distant future. Texy88 out.